Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Cigar Lounge Cigar Talk Show. I am Aaron Paoletta. This is Johnny 5, and we have some sad news today. We are missing Dusty Muffins. So here's the thing about Dustin. Him and his fiance Gus decided that they were going to move to Eastern Pennsylvania after spending a year in Western Pennsylvania. So he will be back because remember, we're going to the Grand Resort out in Warren, Ohio. So next episode, he's coming back specifically to help us film that. And then after that, he's going about his business. So we wish him and Gus the best of luck. We thank Dustin for everything he's done for season 2. He turned us in the right direction.
Yeah.
We had fun doing this show, but he really, he stepped it up.
Put his own touch on it.
He did. He put his own touch on it. Also, we are filming today from my shop, so you're going to be seeing cars go by. You're going to be hearing cars go by, and pretty much we were supposed to film in my house today, but with the wind, we didn't want to get some. we didn't want it to destroy it, especially not having muffins behind there to monitor. But after all that being said, I want to get to what we're smoking today, and I'm very excited for this one because. The guy who owns this company, it's Reinado Cigar Company, Antonio Lamb is the one who owns it, and I have honestly never heard of Reinado. Like, just in my Instagram, it just started popping up out of nowhere. I made a comment, and the actual written review is on my website, but I made a comment on one of his cigars, like, where are these at? Because I want to try one, I want to test it. And I get a private message from him saying that he was going to send it to me. Well, in fact, he did. And I was just thrilled to death that he did. But what he did that I wasn't expecting was he sent me 2. It's hard to review a cigar in full when you only get 1.
Yeah.
Well, I reviewed 1, like just my initial thoughts on it. I told him I was saving this one for today. So this episode I am doing, this is the line extension. This is the Apex Gordo. It's a 6x60, a little bigger than I like to smoke, but I will read my actual review as we continue. What are you puffing on today?
I am smoking a Trinidad, I can't even say that word, series number 1.
Espiritu.
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 Exactly.
Where is there an X in there?
Espiritu.
Espiritu number 1.
Espiritu?
Espiritu.
Espiritu, number 1. There we go. It only took me 5 times.
It took 5 times. And what's the blend in it?
And Nicaragua.
Nickel what?
You heard me, motherfucker.
Oh man, it's been so long. Anyway, let's get cracking into these. The only problem with a cigar this size, it takes forever to light this thing.
Yeah, those are a little big.
I thought about this when he first said it was the new size to the line. It was a 6x60. I was like, okay, 6x60, that's not so bad because I favor the Rocky Patel ALR second edition cigars. The 6x60s are fantastic of the 3 sizes that I've smoked. You had the 5.5 by 52 box press, you have the 6.5 by 52 box press, and you have the 6x60 box press. Big difference. It's a box press.
Yeah, it's slightly small.
Yeah, this thing is like, sucking on a drain pipe.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of a difference, but let me tell you something, man. Flavor. Normally, when you get into the bigger sizes, the flavor lacks. You know this, okay? You all know this. when you get up there in those bigger sizes, because they can only put so much in this blend.
Yeah.
This thing, holy shit, dude. It just kicks you right in the teeth. It's like a mule when you light this thing up. And right off the bat, it's just a mouthful of black pepper.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Nicaraguan.
Close.
Close. I can't say enough about this. But this is only my second one. Now, he does have the Robusto size out. And I seriously want to order a few just to try, the difference in flavor from the different sizes that he has. Plus, I want to grab you one so you can try it.
I would love that.
Oh, here you go. Side note, and I completely forgot about this. I believe his father has dementia.
Yeah.
Almost said dyslexia. That's not it. I think his father has dementia. So some of the proceeds from selling these things he donates to the Dementia of America or something like that. I can't remember. You know what? I don't want to screw that up. Let me find this here, because that's just ignorant. Anyway, while I'm trying to find this of where he donates, why don't you talk about yours?
Well, we have to Trinidad, number one. Isn't this the one?
Espiritu number one.
Espiritu, number one.
Isn't this what?
Isn't this the one I found down at that?
Yeah. Shit, did we already smoke that, or did we just talk about it?
I might have smoked. We might have smoked this.
Well, mine are aged.
Yeah.
So, and that one you're smoking there is probably 2.5 years old.
Yeah.
So it's going to taste different than the one we.
It's definitely heavier, more bold than the last one I smoked. That's for sure. And with any cigar, I can't say all cigars get better with age, but this one definitely. It's packing flavor. You know what I mean? I'm definitely getting black pepper, leather. I always taste cashews. I don't know why, but almost every cigar I smoke tastes cashews.
Whatever. Before I forget, it's the Dementia Society of America. That's where he sends some proceeds to, and that's fantastic that he does that. But on to yours real quick. I remember you bringing that back. Where was that? Down in Pittsburgh, right?
I was here in Sharon.
That's where it was? I thought it was down in Pittsburgh. He goes to this shop that we're not going to mention, and the guy says that he's not going to order them anymore because everybody says that they're spicy. We light them up, and I'm like, dude, this thing is just fantastic. What do you mean spicy?
And the only reason I bought it is because we've seen a lot of the Trinidads online on Instagram.
On Instagram? No, we saw it on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
You'll have to forgive him. Johnny got new teeth finally.
Yeah, finally. So I'm still getting used to him. But yeah, and when I seen him there, I asked him about it, and he said there's a lot of guys that smoke them that said that they were very spicy. And I let him go the first time I was there, and the second time I was like, you know what, I got to try it anyway.
Which is the right thing to do. Never let somebody else's palate dictate what you're going to try. And I think that's the biggest purpose of this show is we don't necessarily say, we don't like, this because of this. We don't do that. We give you the notes that's in it because we want you to get a heads up on it. We want you to try every single one of these.
Yeah, you got to learn where your palate's at first, always, because I've gotten into cigars that were just not ready for me, or me ready for it.
Yeah, your palate was not ready for what you had. So. I'll tell you what though. I remember first season. Jesus, we smoked that Monte by Monte Cristo. That thing was spicy. It was nothing but red pepper.
Yeah,
and then we had that Partagas 1845.
Now that one was that's the one we put out.
We didn't even finish it.
That was like smoking a ghost pepper.
It was bad. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, that one.
But I have a friend who enjoys the spice.
The spice in cigars are for some people. Mm-hmm. Me, I like maybe a hint, like as powerful as maybe a hint of black pepper. Anything more than that.
See, I like black pepper more than I like white pepper because white pepper has that bittery like that bittery aftertaste
Yeah.
that I don't like, where black pepper just, something about it. I mean, it just kind of reminds me of my grandmother, dude. She used to take black pepper and just heave it onto her eggs in the morning. And I look at her and be like, you want a little egg with that black pepper? I mean, shit was just black. But then again, you get into like red pepper flakes. You don't need much of it. So like a hint of red pepper in a cigar, I'm a big fan of, because it's just that little kick.
A little bit of tang.
Yeah, it gives it that special something.
But I don't want to hit a cigar and my whole mouth be like super watery from the spice and just.
You know, it's funny you say that though, because I was down in Boxcar a couple weeks ago, down in Valant, and there was a guy down there, and he said that he prefers his cigars to make his mouth water.
See,
when his mouth waters, that's how he knows that he's on to something. I'm like, I hate spitting. It just, I mean, it drives me crazy. But yeah, so he turns around and he picks these up and he brings it back to me. He goes, here, you need to try this. But forewarned, they said that this cigar might be spicy. And I'm not even shitting you, dude. I cracked right into that, and I'm like, there is no spice whatsoever.
And even the one I smoked and every one I've smoked since, this one, like you said, has been aged about 2 years. I'm getting a little bit of that black pepper right off the front.
But that's not spicy, though.
No, it's
That's
not.
more of a flavor.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. My mouth ain't super watery from it. My mouth ain't all tingly, you know what I mean? So it's not too much. Now the ones that I got fresh out of the box didn't have any.
No, it didn't have anything at all.
It just shows what aging can do to a cigar. It totally changes.
Aging can do, and I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of podcasts out there on cigars. There's a lot of programs about cigars. I said programs. I just showed my age. There's a lot of options for cigars. Anyway, there's a guy I have on Instagram. I think it's this. I'm gonna have to look it up. Something podcast, but he talks about a whole bunch of different things. Aging is one of those things. COVID. Aging is one of those things that could make or break a cigar. But the thing is, you need to have a good cigar to become a great cigar.
Yeah. You can't start with trash. You can't turn a Philly into a good cigar. It's always going to be a Philly.
No, you can't. I mean, you can turn a Philly into something else that's quite tasty, but not a cigar.
Yeah.
But no, you have to start off with something that's good. But then again, I've also put away Padrons. Like, I have a box of 1964 Padrons. It's the anniversary series. And I can't really say that they got better with age. They're different. They went from, because I've had them before, but I wanted to try and age them out a little bit. And instead of having three distinct thirds of flavors, they all mesh together. I'm going to say right now, before we continue on, that this is smoking a little different from the first one that I smoked. And I only smoked that thing a week ago. Well, as of the film date of this, because I released at 8/21, so August 21. And today's August 27th. And this probably won't be out until September, whenever it gets edited. But this is producing way more smoke than the other one. And the flavors in this are way more intense than that other one. I mean, that other one, when I first lit it, it was right now. This, oh my God, dude. It's the same flavor, it's just more of it.
Yeah.
And I've only had it a week. So it makes me wonder what kind of aging potential this thing has. So I do want to grab a couple more of these, and I want to age them out. I want to see what it tastes like in 6 months. I want to see what it tastes like in a year. 5 years, if I can wait that long. But I actually have my review that I did on it, so I'll read this out real quick. And it says, let me see here. On July 9th, 2022, I saw a post on Instagram from Reinado Cigars. I decided to leave him a comment which said, and I quote, "Where can I get your cigars? I haven't had the chance to review it yet." And I left my website. That's when I turned around and I got the message from him.
Yeah.
Which at first I kind of thought it was a scam. I'm like, because all he did was, and it just said hello. So anyway, let me see. So just say okay. So humidor. So I put them in my humidor for a few days just to get them, acclimated, ready to go. And it said today, August 21st, 2022, I sparked up the first one, and holy shit, this cigar punches you right in the teeth. Normally, larger cigars are lacking in flavor, not so much the flavor itself, but the amount of flavor that you are tasting. This cigar, however, is packed with flavor. Now, on the other one, I used a crown cut. I only did a V cut on this one. But then again, that other one, the draw, it wasn't great. That draw was a little stiff, stiffer than I like it to be. But so I used the crown cut to kind of open it up a little bit. I don't think I had to drill it. I think I just shoved my dagger in there, like open it. It created a decent airflow. This draw is fantastic. The aroma was something special. A very earthy aroma, some straw, like dried berries, almost like fruity pebbles. It was interesting to smell that. It has a Mexican San Andreas wrapper along with a Nicaraguan binder and fillers. And this cigar is made at the Tabacos Valle de Jalapa in Esteli, Nicaragua. I become more of a fan of them. So these Mexican San Andreas wrappers, I'm gonna tell you something. Like I said in my review, I have become more of a fan of these things, just as I've smoked more of them. And it's something that I kind of look for now, a little bit. I wanted to have that wrapper. Like I was a big fan of that sun-grown, anything sun-grown for the longest time.
Yeah, I always like sun-grown, and every time I think of sun-grown, I think of their Casa Puente Hemingway.
Yes.
Yep.
Which you constantly talk about.
Well, it's one of my favorites. So, but
I mean, that's a good thing. You got to have favorites of something. Let me see here. Let me see. Where did I put this? The dry draw had notes of velvety leather and dry figs, but once you light up, there's an explosion of flavors. The first third produced notes of hot mochaccino and fresh cedar chips. Hot mochaccino and fresh cedar chips, which I'm still getting.
Although mochaccino,
that's a city thing, brother. You gotta live in the city and know what that shit is. It's all my years out west. This one lit up today with the black pepper, which is different than what I originally had tasted. First, there's notes of hot mochaccino and fresh cedar chips. That helped about halfway through the first third when notes of chocolate-covered raisins and a touch of fresh cracked black pepper comes into the mix. I got the black pepper as soon as I lit this thing up this time. Now I'm tasting black pepper. In the other one, I tasted fresh cracked black pepper. Do you know the difference?
Not at all.
Okay, cracked black pepper, and pretty much anybody who, I don't know, is alive knows that cracked black pepper is when you grind, like fresh ground.
I know what the difference is.
Okay,
but
there's a difference in flavor because the cracked black pepper is fresh. It's fresher tasting. Where the black pepper you find in like salt and pepper shakers, it's old, man. It's musty, like lacking in flavor a little bit. Like you need more of it. Stale, yeah.
All right,
I was just being sophisticated the way I was saying it. Know what I mean?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise anybody.
Let me see. When I got into the second third, there was some Jesus, talking like you now. Light espresso came into the mix. Partway through the second third, a smidge of nutmeg was added. And then the final third, the pepper started to die off. All the other flavors stayed the same, but it turned into that full flavored. It was just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Are you on the same page as you were with that one on the last one?
So far, with the exception of the pepper hitting me right as soon as I lit it this time versus coming in about halfway through, so far everything's the same. But there's just more of it this time. So I highly recommend you go try this thing. Now, if the size isn't your cup of tea, look for the Robusto size. Personally, I haven't tried the Robusto size yet, so I couldn't help, with what it tastes like, how it smokes. But I am going to be after them, though. Yeah. So, Antonio, I need a couple more, brother.
Yeah.
I'll pay for them. Send them. What about you?
I'm getting some flavors out of this that I didn't get before.
Really?
Almost like a barbecue, like a smoke.
Like a smoky flavor?
Yeah.
Like smoked meats?
Yeah, like smoked meats, that the flavor you get off of meat that's been in the smoker for 12 plus hours.
That reminds me of when my band was on tour all through Texas. Dude, I swear the entire state of Texas smells like smoked meat.
Well, when you think of smoked meat, most people think of Texas. So
I'm just saying, man, everywhere we drove in Texas was just smoked meat. Smoked chicken, smoked pork, smoked beef. I mean, oh, I miss being able to eat that stuff. Don't get old. You can't eat shit anymore.
The smoke flavor you get from barbecuing. Black pepper, obviously, slight, it's there. Some dark chocolate, earth tones. It's a good mix. It's good.
I'm a huge fan of those. I have a box in the Ager right now of those. They've been in there for a couple years. That one came out of a different humidor, but I'm curious to see what those bastards taste like later on down the line. So, Dustin, what are you smoking? Oh, you're not here.
Yeah.
My bad. I miss him already.
Yeah, it's kind of. We need his little opinion on whatever the fuck he's smoking. None of us three ever had the same opinion on the same cigar.
No, and there was a couple episodes, I think, that Dustin was actually smoking what I was smoking. And the flavors we were pulling were just polar opposites of each other.
Mm-hmm. Me and you do that all the time. Mm-hmm. And then the three of us, we would all taste something different. And it's, again, just shows how different all cigars are to everybody.
But to that credit, it also shows how different each person's palate is. Like I have let's call it a semi-pro palette. I've been smoking cigars for a very long time, all brands, all styles, all blends, and you've been smoking them for a couple years now?
Well, 2.5, 3 years.
2.5, 3 years. Dustin smoked them off and on, I think, but a lot of mine too comes from the culinary field. I mean, we joke about that now, but you know, years and years and years and years as a chef, I had to pull flavors out of everything, like mixed flavors and this and that. So it's a little easier. But
no, I mean, before I actually started really getting into cigars, I'd smoke one here and there. You know what I mean? Not really knowing what I'm doing at all. And it's good to have a group of people that enjoy the same thing, because then you can actually get into it.
yeah.
I was the only one that even had an interest at the time. And once in a while I'd try one. But then me and you started smoking cigars, and it's like, all right, now I can do this every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I could smoke every day, but I don't.
I do. I smoke every day.
Yeah, twice a day, 3 times a day.
Depends on the day. I really want to try this in a smaller size. Just be a little bit more comfortable, I think, is the word. You know, because sometimes, I mean, there's a guy, I think his name is Cedric, I think, down in Sharon. Big guy. He says he doesn't smoke anything other than 60 ring gauges. This dude's huge. I mean, big old monkey paw. He's like, if I smoke anything smaller, it doesn't look right.
I get it.
I get it, but, you know, I'd be curious of what other people think, but would you smoke a cigar, like a certain sized cigar, because of how it looks? Or would you rather go for its flavor? Because I'm not a huge fan of these big ones, but with the flavor, I'd smoke these. I just have to make sure that I'm prepared to sit down and smoke this.
Yeah, I prefer like the 5.5 by 52s. I like the smaller
5.5
cigars.
by 52s? Box press or just doesn't matter?
Box press.
You know, actually, that's
matter.
another thing. Antonio, I will say this. You made this in a box press, I'd be extremely interested in trying that. Not only is that going to change the smoking aspects itself, it's going to change the flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you tried something in a big ring gauge as a regular cigar, round, and then tried the same thing in a box press and noticed it's different? And I can tell you one right now, the Perdomo 20th anniversary cigar. I've tried it, just regular round cigar, and I've tried it in the box press. I bought 2 boxes of the box pressed.
Yeah, that different.
That different. Flavor was just more of it. It was more comfortable in the mouth.
Want to say that again?
More comfortable in the mouth.
Dustin would be happy.
He
about
would.
That.
That was for him. Now, I do want to bring up. I remembered to bring my book today.
Ooh, which one?
Yeah, which one? Well, they're all good ones, so I can't even say that. Oh, I just flipped to it. Where did it go? I had the Perdomo 20th box press in here. So, the Cohiba M series.
Great.
Have you had one?
Yes.
Okay.
Me, you, and Mr. K, Dustin, all of us.
I bought 2 of these for me and Mr. K. He turned around and said, I think I want to reserve a box of those just to see what they turn into. This was the redo. I gave it 3 more points after he aged it out. Pick up the Cohiba Series M if you have the opportunity. Can't do a cigar show without talking about the Casa Fuentes. Okay, if anybody hasn't had the Casa Fuentes because the rare pinks didn't go out because of the COVID nonsense, they released these to the world. Normally you can only get these at Casa Puente in Vegas. Those are fantastic. Go get them. What else? Got tons. Oh, here you go. I got one for you. You know I don't smoke a lot of Drew Estate because, well, they mostly make infused cigars and I just can't stand infused cigars. The other day when I was down at Boxcar Cigar, I met Josh, cigar rep for the Oliva Company. Fantastic. Fantastic guy. I decided to pick up an Undercrown Maduro by Drew Estate.
Okay.
Okay? Not infused. I got the 7x48 Churchill. Gave it a 91.
Yeah.
I would definitely buy that again. And actually, I'm going to buy a couple more of them because I want to see if I was just tasting it funny, because I'm just not a fan of Drew Estate. Oh, here you go. Here's the Reinado, the original write-up on it. Thing was great. Gave it a 90. So far, I'm still on track with it. Also was able to meet the owner of the Havana houses. Nice guy. Just like he just popped out of Miami Vice. Just white shirt, white pants, white shoes. I mean, sharp dressing guy. But he is also the blender and founder of La Barba cigars, the Ricochets. And I've only done one so far. I've only done the Ricochet, the blue label. It's a 6x52 Torpedo. I gave it a 90. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Well, and I smoked that one yesterday, the Opus. Opus Forbidden 2015. Just haven't finished the review on it yet. But as usual, Opuses, you just can't go wrong with them. I need to get back into Padrons.
We haven't had a Padron in a while.
It's been a good minute since I've had a Padron.
Yeah.
Spend money on Opuses, but sometimes it's hard to spend money on Padrons. Mostly because I'll smoke the piss out of a Padron.
Yeah, they don't last long.
No. I think you just smoke them too fast.
I mean, they don't last long in my humidor.
Pretty sure I already answered that. I think you just smoke them too fast.
Yeah. I mean, they don't last long in my hand, let alone my humidor, so yeah. I probably do smoke them too fast. I mean, I love an Opus, but I'd smoke a Padron first.
Okay, so here's my thing. If you want a good Dominican, you go with Fuente. I'm not talking shit about any other company, because the Romeo by Romeo and Julieta, fantastic everyday Dominican. You want a high-end Dominican, you go with Fuente. You want a good Nicaraguan, there's tons of them. The Aging Room Nicaraguan, the AVO Nicaraguan, which has a little bit of Peruvian tobacco in it. Those are good everyday Nicaraguans. I mean, hell, there's Alec Bradley has the Tempest Nicaraguan. It's good. That one's a fantastic one.
This ain't all Nicaraguan though.
No, that's a blend. What's in that blend?
This
Actually,
is
I don't really remember.
The wrapper's a Brazilian Apricot. Am I saying that right? Apricot?
Close enough.
Okay. And the fillers are Brazilian and Nicaraguan.
Brazilian and what?
Nicaraguan. That's what it is. That's what it'll always be.
A Nicaraguan.
Hey, you heard me.
So teeth, no teeth. He still can't say it.
Nope. It's just one of those words.
Okay. The Nicaraguan in that, I think, stands at the forefront, though.
Yeah. I have to say, definitely is in the front. You have a background. I think that's a lot of where the earth comes from, is the Brazilian tobacco. Wow. The Brazilian tobaccos, and this is where I'm getting a lot of the earth.
The earthy notes?
Yeah.
My God, I love this thing.
So where's your box at?
I gotta find out where to get them. I think Cigars International might have them. Oh, did you see Jackie bought me a new bag?
With that one?
Yeah, did you see it?
It looks like a mini me of your other
That's
one.
a mini bag by Buffalo Jackson. Actually, I just want to go on the record here. We do not get paid, endorsed, or sponsored to mention any of this stuff.
Nothing.
We get not one penny. We just promote products that we enjoy.
That we actually use and have bought for ourselves.
Yes, and Buffalo Jackson Trading Company, I have 2 bags from them now. My wife bought me this one because I went to that Leave Cigar Night over at the Grand Resort
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. And you know my day bag, my briefcase. It's like that much longer, like 2 of these. And I took it with me. I left it in my vehicle. I'm like, I'm not taking this. This is huge. I'm not taking this in there. I come back, I'm like, I kind of want a smaller bag just for cigars. Well, wouldn't you know it, 5 days later, this thing shows up. And it's literally big enough to hold just my cigar shit. It's perfect to take with you. My Merce. And I'm not afraid to say it. I love my leather. Like, ST DuPont could give a shit less about me. They never like any of my posts, never comment, but I'm going to promote them and say that if you don't have one of these dual cutters by ST DuPont, go get one. It's the best of both worlds. So, we've got next episode in the Grand Resort. Joe Vaughn has agreed to walk us through the Cigar Lounge. I heard they put $1.2 million into the renovation of the Cigar Lounge alone.
It is a...
Never mind the whole place, just the Cigar Lounge.
It is a beautiful place to sit.
Oh, it is. It is. It's dark in there, though. I'm going to say that. Like, I think lighting is going to be a bit of an issue, like taking all this gear somewhere, but...
We got our ways. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something. But excited to film that one. Muffins is coming back for that, but that is unfortunately the last episode we are going to have of him. And then we have one final episode to close out season 2. Then we got to start filming some more. Season 3 will be coming. You got any cigars you personally want us to try? Say them. Email us, message us on Instagram, whatever. Like, let us know. We'll try them if we haven't already tried them, and if we did, we'll bring them up, whatever. But I kind of just want to get back to enjoying the rest of this thing. If you haven't tried this series, go get it. Go try it. And if you try the Robusto size, let me know what you think of it, because I'm going to be curious, because I haven't had the chance to actually try it yet. You got anything else you want to add before we just start enjoying the rest of these?
Nope. Enjoy your smokes. I'm going to sit here and enjoy mine.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.